you have recognized who you are, your vision, your mission, your goal, what you want to do, or what you need to do for people, or what your product is supposed to do for people, and all of that, the next step is, who are these people your product is supposed to help? And I keep telling people, for Instagram, when you save, if you have 1,000 saves and 20 likes, trust me, that save is more important than the like, because in the mind of the algorithm, that post is very important, and before you know it, they will send it out more.
Welcome to theBLOcounsel, where we talk about everything personal development and business development. On this episode, we will dive into the Nigerpreneur segment, where we discuss with Nigerian entrepreneurs, their journey, struggles, and lessons learned on their path to success.
Especially new business owners or entrepreneurs, they don't, they fall into this space where they just want to market what they have.
They just want to sell.
But they are not necessarily
They don't want to market, they want to sell.
They don't want to sell.
They don't want to market, they want to
looking
sell.
at a specific
Yes.
group of people. And, from my own experience, I've seen that sometimes it works even more when maybe you know your target audience, and then you know where your target audience goes to look for what you're trying to offer them to sell. Because sometimes we make the mistake of just trying to market everywhere.
Yeah.
And the thing is, at least from some of the things I've seen, even somebody might even be making sales. It's not even as if it's a new business. They have to, but when you ask them, who is your target audience or who are you targeting? Some people say it's everybody. Some people say, I don't know, people are just buying. These are what people buy. But I want you to share with us first, how important do you think knowing your target audience is? And then secondly, how do you even find your target audience? Are there things that the entrepreneur or the business needs to be looking out for before he says, oh, this particular persona of customer is my target audience? So I would like you to touch on those two. How do you find your target audience, and how do you know your target audience?
Okay, so firstly, as the name implied, targeted audience just simply means the people you're trying to reach out to or speak to, the people you're trying to get to buy from you.
Yes.
Simply put, for people who may not know what that is. So for me, when I am working on a marketing strategy or whatever for a client, I tend to put in the brand strategy too. And to me, your target audience falls under your brand strategy. So after you have recognized who you are, your vision, your mission, your goal, what you want to do, or what you need to do for people, or what your product is supposed to do for people, and all of that, the next step is, who are these people your product is supposed to help? For example, if I see someone who sells drugs for diabetic patients, if I don't have diabetes, there's nothing bringing me to stay on your page. But if I maybe have a friend that has diabetes, or I have an aunt that has diabetes, then definitely I'll come to your page and check what it's all about. Because now I can relate to what you sell. That makes me a targeted audience for you. So, but normally, of course, if you're going to target certain people, you'll be looking at the age range of, maybe the commonest ages that diabetic patients are. If they are maybe from 40, from 30 upwards, you'll be looking at that age range. So you will know, this is the age bracket for my target audience. You would also look at, the gender. Does it happen more in males? Does it happen more in females? Or is it an equal experience between both males and females? So of course you put in that, we're trying to sell these products to males and to females. And the next thing, of course, you look at is, what is their life like? So at this point, you're kind of building like what I call a customer avatar. Okay. You're defining your customer. You're trying to get to the head of your customer and know how they think, who they are, what they do. Whoever has diabetes is probably someone who maybe likes a lot of sugary things, yeah? And most people that like sugary things sometimes, it's not because they want to have those type of things. For example, let's say someone who works 9 to 5 and sometimes has issues getting an actual meal during the day when they're working, or works 9 to 9 They're always busy. They grab things that are quick on the go. They could have 4 bottles of Cokes or maybe a Monster Energy drink in the span of how many hours. Before you know it, they're always living that way. So that way, you've already envisioned in your head that, okay, this type of person probably works a 9 to 5, or maybe has retired, because the person could now be an old person. They probably lived that life and now they're now old. So now in your head, you're setting like maybe 2 to 3 different customer avatars. You're thinking of people who work, people who maybe could just be related to these people, and people who are now retired, old men, old women that are now retired and have these conditions and are dealing with it. That kind of thing. So that way, you have tried to understand the consciousness of that person. Oh, this type of person, what would they most likely be searching on? Of course, they'll be searching, they might be searching, hospitals they can go to. They can be searching, things that have to do with educating themselves on these issues. So now when you open your page, what would you be thinking of doing? You would have to post things that can educate these people. If it's minus buying your product, if it's also maybe local remedies they can do to, curb the ailments.
Something to show that you care about them.
Something to show you care about them, exactly. That way you're appealing to their side of, oh, I'm getting value from this page, I should follow this person. So even if they cannot afford to buy your products, that way you've won a loyal follower that may not necessarily be a consumer, but will steadily like your post when it speaks to them, and will also engage with your content and probably even save it to try later, because when you show them a remedy, the step to make something, they'll save that post. And I keep telling people, for Instagram, when you save, if you have 1,000 saves and 20 likes, trust me, that save is more important than the like. Because in the mind of the algorithm, that post is very important, and before you know it, they will send it out more.
Okay, that's because people are saving it more.
Exactly.
That's
so now it's like saves before likes, maybe saves, comments, then shares, and then likes.
Oh, interesting. This issue of target audience, and I'm like the way you talked about the person, the avatar and all that. So, are we saying that maybe, will you advise that a new entrepreneur would have to draw or how do you put this? Do you
No,
draw
so like
the personnel?
like I mentioned, you would look at the first main things: age, gender. It's just like you're trying to. It's how you will talk about yourself. What's your age? What's your gender? What do you do for a living?
Okay, so they document
what are your
those
hobbies?
Information about the target audience.
What the target audience could be like.
Okay.
What's your age? What's your gender? What are your hobbies? What do you do for a living? Those are like the first 4 things. And the funny thing is, if you go to maybe Instagram to do like a targeted ad setup, those 4 things, or Facebook, those 4 things are things that could, help you. Because when you go to Instagram, it would ask you the age range of who you're trying to market to. It would ask you the gender. And then it will go ahead to ask you topics of interest, things you think interest this person. So if you're able to know, what they do for a living and, their hobbies, you should be able to pick the interests out without the struggle. So those are like the main things. So of course you could jot it down. You could, have it. I have a template I use for that. So, you could have a template, whatever it is, to just know how you structure your persona. But to be honest with you, any business owner or any entrepreneur that's trying to move into, growing a business, I always advise, especially depending on the type of business, you should probably talk to a marketing communications manager, or maybe get a digital marketer before you have even begun this business. What that would help you do is, they would help you carry out the research you need to do, to learn more about the industry you're trying to go into. They would help you, forge what that business should be about. Like I said, there are 2 main aspects: the brand guidelines and then the marketing strategy. So those 2 parts is where, those body of people come in.
Makes sense.
So that's just it.
And thank you so much for sharing that. We're talking about the business owners now, and I just want to bring it from that ending part. So I'm thinking from a business owner's perspective now. So maybe you even have some resources, that you can deploy into your marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, majority of us business people, owners, we are very much interested in sales.
Yes, of course.
Yes, the marketing, but we just want to see sales. Are there ways, look, like for instance, are there ways a business owner can, even if you're not getting the desired sales yet, are there things that you see that is happening based on your marketing that would let you know that, oh, it seems like this thing is working,
Mm-hmm.
like how do I tell if my marketing efforts or my marketing team is actually delivering towards the results? Of course, sales is there, but
Yes, of
now we
course.
are not getting the sales yet. So what things should I be watching out
Mm-hmm.
for?
So if you're just starting a business, or I mean, it's a new business and whatnot, or it's a business that has been in existence and now you're trying to do the proper things to make sure, the branding of the business is done right. Well, for me, marketing, the things marketing looks at is metrics.
Okay.
They look at metrics, they look at engagements, they look at metrics has to do with, oh, when you do your data analytics from, the ads you have run on different platforms, be it Google ads or whichever platform you used, how many people came to this page, how many people have followed from this advert, how many people engaged with this post from this advert, what is your reach right now compared to before the adverts? Is it more? Is it the same?
Interesting.
Did it work out? Did it not work out? These things like that is actually what helps you know, what next to do. How many people came back to this page? What are the impressions? For Instagram, they're called impressions. How many people came back after seeing? So metrics basically has to do with the analytics of your ads, or even when you don't run ads, maybe you post a real video and you see that over 3,000 people viewed this video. From this 3,000, how many liked? And now even on Instagram, you can see how long a person watched your video. I think on TikTok too, you can see that now. How long this person watched this video.
How much time they spend?
For example, so for example, you could know, oh, so do I need to shorten the length of my video to reach more people, or to keep people on this page? Because I mean, if for example, if you see somebody just stayed 1 second and swiped, you will know, okay, maybe my hook was not captivating enough to keep these people. And if it's a recurring thing that almost everybody did the same thing, you will know, okay, I need to brush up on probably how I introduce this topic. You will see people say, oh, don't come and tell me my name is, I don't really want to know your name.
Just give me something captivating, something that would
say something that would draw in my, draw me in.
Let me come in quickly, because now we're talking about like the type of content and the other
Yes.
stuff. And I just want us to just talk about this randomly. People say viral content. Are there things that, how do I put this? Are there characteristics of a viral content? Or how do you know
frankly,
the content can go viral?
You never know. Nobody ever knows.
Okay.
Nobody ever planned for their content to go viral. Sure, you can try certain things. Some people will say use trending audios. Some people will say use original audio. Some people will say there are different things out there. But for me, you never know. I have a video on a page I managed that got to almost 900k people on its own. And it was of food. It wasn't even a person talking. It wasn't someone doing something funny. So you sincerely never know. We could say maybe it was the audio that helped it out.
Maybe one day if someone finds a formula for viral content, maybe they can make money and sell it.
Frankly, it just happens. I don't even think that's possible. Because there's so many people sell things saying, oh, this is how to make a viral reel. But personally, I don't believe in it. I think if you have, even if it's 2,000 people that, especially depending on the type of brand you're into, that listen to what you have to say and find your content valuable, I think you're doing pretty good for yourself. I don't believe in the whole frenzy of, when you're not an influencer, you're not trying to make money off it per se. So I don't believe in the whole frenzy of, oh, no, 1 million people must view my video for me to know I am doing something right. No. If you are starting off and you get 2,000 people and you're probably on 100 followers, if it's a new page, you've done something good.
True.
That's viral. I will consider that viral because you're
That's a
you
new
just opened
page.
this page, you just
That
posted your
makes
first
sense.
video, and you're getting 2,000 people viewing that video. That's viral for your stage.
So viral can be classified according to even
To
how
me, it
long the person
varies.
has been doing
Yes,
it.
to me, it
That
varies.
makes sense.
Sometimes a video you even posted 3, 4 months back might start gaining traction later on. That's why some people tell you, even if that reel doesn't do well and you have 60 views, don't delete it. Keep it there. I've seen videos that I go back to on pages I've worked on before that probably didn't do well at the first instance. And before you know it, it's doing better. Provided that content is quality and it adds something to that individual or to whoever it's meant for, it will surely reach its audience. Surely. What if the main audience for what you posted is meant to be 200 people? And then you're worried about the remaining how many now? 800 people that 800,000 people that didn't see it.
I agree. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Maybe
Interesting.
it's 200,000 and you're worried about the remaining
Maybe
800,000 that didn't
100,000
see
that
it.
were in there.
So yeah, that's just it. Like, just I believe in consistency. And consistency just means even if it's 60 views, keep posting. Even if you don't have it, because some people start businesses and they don't have the money to pour into ads and whatnot. Do what you can do. To me, going viral is just it's a stroke of luck.
Absolutely.
Because you could do everything right and still not go viral. You could have, I've got pages that they have so much to offer. The person has so much to offer. They give quality information. But you look at how many people have viewed their videos and you're seeing 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. But they're passing on the right message. They're doing the right things. They're doing everything by the book. They're using the audios that are meant to be trending. So I'm not a big fan of saying, oh, I can make your content go viral or whatever. I believe it just happens. It's not something you can necessarily plan. Do the right things, and your video will reach the right people.
It's okay. And content. So I know there are other sides of the digital marketing too. We're saying something earlier about email marketing. Well, you're the experts.
Yeah. So yeah, those are other things. Those are other things the entrepreneurs can do. There's email marketing. I think we're talking before, and I told you about Domino's. Every day I get a message from Domino's, almost every day, a mail, reminding me we are here somehow. But like, it just helps you keep yourself in the faces of your audience, and that's why you need to have a website that is well optimized.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's this another place SEO comes in. Once your website is also well optimized, it reaches the audience you're trying to reach. People come in, they register, they drop their emails. There was one thing I used to make one of my clients do one time. I used to make her give, like, if it's a 10% discount.
Okay.
So whoever is coming in, as far as they register, they subscribe to their email list.
Then you give them a discount.
Or whatever they
okay.
order. So that's one way to draw people in. You're trying to get that person to actually subscribe to this list, and you should be able to talk to them, always send them updates. I have another brand I normally buy things from, and almost every day, new drops, recently released, sales. They're always constantly letting me know this is what's going on.
How do you get to that space? What's the thin line between sending email marketing to your potential customers or already customers, and you don't want to upset them, because sometimes some people might just send and you're like, unsubscribe.
So for some people, what they do is they send emails when they're setting bonuses or updates to give.
Okay.
While some, for example, if I have a bloggers, the emails they send are not necessarily to make you buy something. If you've probably been interested in anything they've written before, when they send you an email, you are going to want to click on the email and see what they have written next, and go to the link that they give you to go to the next page to see the main blog. So, I mean, nobody is saying you have to be in their faces every single day. If it's once in a week you drop a mail, or twice in a week you drop a mail, you're doing it. But it has to be well structured. It has to pass a message. It has to say something.
Makes sense. Absolutely.
For example, I think there was a day one of these food apps I registered on once sent me an email, and they were like, grab a quick meal. Fun fact, I was hungry at that point. I mean, it's a coincidence. Yeah, it's a
Or
stroke of luck,
maybe
but
there's
I was hungry
AI
at
to
that point.
know they are hungry.
Come on. AI is good, but not that good.
Or maybe there's a way you're breathing when you hold the phone. Say, this person wants to chop.
I don't think, I mean, who knows? We may get to a stage people can tell that way.
Mm.
So many things are happening these days, but I don't think that was the case. I think it just happened at that point. But one thing you need to know is most people that, they buy things, or that's another thing about knowing your target audience. Definitely, your audience probably works 9 to 5. There's no way they won't check their email that day.
True.
It's possible that this 9 to 5 worker has not eaten since morning, and they're not ready to get home and cook. So they'll probably rather order lunch, order dinner.
Or you send the email around lunchtime.
Exactly, that too.
Okay, interesting.
So things like that. You could send one during breakfast if you have breakfast options. Send one during lunch. Send one during dinner. You're not disturbing. If you keep saying, grab a quick meal. Whoever wants to unsubscribe, by all means. But you have to structure your message. It could even be a funny heading. It could be something funny. Everybody go chop breakfast. That way you made me be like, what do you mean by that? I'll probably just laugh at it. So it could be something funny. There was something Piggyverse did during the whole Nigeria's match.
Okay.
So I logged in on the app, and the next thing I saw was beat your chest and say, I will save like Bali. And I laughed automatically because I was like, what? So that's where your marketing, you have to be creative. Of course, content creation, being creative with what you pass across, from your copywriting to, creative write-ups, to your stories, to what you say to people, to your hooks. It all has to be creative, because nowadays people have a short span, or a short retention span for whatever you're posting. You need to be able to draw them in. And once you draw them in, trust me, if you're captivating enough, you're going to see them going to your page, looking at other things. And before you know it, if they find you, there's so many people I follow that I just follow them because I like what they post. I like what they have to offer me. I get value from here. I may not necessarily buy anything, but I'm getting value from here. So that's why I always try to let business owners know that your prospective buyer may not follow you, but someone who feels you have value to offer them will follow you.
Paula, again, I can't thank you enough, because I feel like, it's interesting to hear some of these things.